Hi guys, my name's Alex and today I want to show you around our main entrance in Mhadei. So this is just before we leave and we want to give you guys an idea of how the place looked and all the plants that we've put in over the past 2 and a bit years. So this main entrance is one of the first areas that we worked on from the perspective of landscaping, or wildscaping as we call it, because it's the main entrance. It's where everyone comes in from the very beginning. And that means that we want to make an impact with big leaves and beautiful plants and everything else. So before we take all the plants out and bring them to our next place, wherever that is going to be, we're going to do a little walk around now and show you guys a few of the plants. So we'll start all the way up here. This is Alocasia stingray. Lots of these we've got. These originally came from Eva's flora, actually, in Mysore. We've got loads of them now stuck all over the place. So these are some of our mother plants. And then over here we have Rhaphidophora pertusa. And if you look in the background, going all the way up this tree, we have this massive Syngonium chiapense. Really beautiful that is. So that's 2 and a bit years of growth. Imagine we planted that as a cutting when we arrived. Probably that would have been planted around July 2022. Now we're in October 2024 and it's got to be 4 meters, maybe a little bit more up that tree, and really massive leaves, which is amazing. So then over here we've got Philodendron mexicanum. This is again a very beautiful and very robust philodendron, so you can see it growing very well. Down here we've got a couple of anthuriums. These are Anthurium magnificum hybrids. Look at that new leaf coming there. And then back here there's a beautiful new leaf of this as well. This is Anthurium crystallinum, which you can see is flowering. Everything's flowering at the moment. So these guys are seedlings of ours. This was one of our mother plants that we separated. But as you can see, even despite being in a very strong light area, they're doing really well, which is awesome. Then back here we have some kind of an Alocasia. I think it's a hybrid with the macrorrhiza, very dark color. But again, if I can just get in here, that gives you an idea of the size. Turned into an absolute beauty. Then here in front we have your very traditional philodendron. I think it's Bipinnatifidum or something like that. You can see all on the back wall there's philodendrons. This is a philodendron subhastatum. There you have an Epipremnum amplissimum. And as we go to the front here we have a ginger. I can't even remember the name. Sorry guys, I'm going to be forgetting a few of the names on the way. Maybe I'll remember as I go around. Lots of the philodendron bell marks. Some of them are variegated, some of them have lost their variegation. Here we've got an anthurium, that is a superbum hybrid. And then if you come and check this guy out for a minute. This is Xanthosoma sagittifolium. Have a go at that. This is one of our favourite plants here in the jungle because it is just so bloody massive. So this is a kind of Jurassic Park vibes, and one of the amazing things about this ecoregion that we really have the ability to grow some astonishing plants. These are the sort of plants that make people go wow. Wherever you are in the world you'll find these kind of plants in Kew Gardens or other amazing botanical gardens, and here we have the ability to grow them outdoors. If you look in the background, that is a massive torch ginger. It's actually not the true torch ginger, it's Etlengera elator. So it gives flowers off in March, April, and that guy's got to be 6-7 meters high now. As you can imagine, some of these big plants are going to be quite a challenge to get out of the ground and move. And of course, now is the end of the monsoon when the rains stop, and that's going to make it even harder for the plants. But let's see what we can do. Back here we have a cycad of some sort. I can't remember the name, Biparadisi or something like that. And then here we've got one of many very big and amazing silver cloud philodendrons. In the background here we've got Philodendron squamiferum with the furry petiole. Very crazy plant that. There's philodendron micans going everywhere. And then as you go around, you'll see there's lots of these lilies here, different spider lilies and things. You'll see lots more of the silver clouds. Here we've got some Schismatoglottis. I think this is Schismatoglottis calyptrata. And then you'll see again lots of the Burlmarx philodendron. Here we've got a very lovely alocasia. This is Alocasia pseudosanderiana. It's a very common houseplant actually, but again, if you can get it happy, it really gets to be a massive plant. In the background, lots more of the silver clouds that have decided to climb up this old wall. And then a couple of other small little bits and bobs, but as we come here, we've got a little clump of the Calathea. I think this is Calathea zebrina. So again, a little bit too much sun for these guys, but they only get a couple of hours and they've got quite happy. Here we've got some philodendrons again. This is Philodendron gloriosum. In the background there you can see a fantastic Alocasia micheliziana. Another, I think this is a Calathea here. I don't know the variety. Here we've got an amazing black bat flower. Very crazy, beautiful thing that is. And then as we come down here, you'll see again we've got lots more of the Anthurium magnificum hybrids. I think there's 4 in here, and then there's a big old Anthurium magnificum hybrid in there as well. And actually all these flowers are ready to pollinate, but unfortunately with moving we don't want to be pollinating them because it's too much stress on the plant. So as we move down here, oh, that's another name that I've forgotten, but this very beautiful plant here. There's some big old gloriosums in the background, and then as we come to here, this is Ficus nervosa. This is a very beautiful giant evergreen forest tree. So one of the things that we do, of course, is we maintain all of the native species of value. And then if we go over here to have a look at this side, more Syngonium chiapense, or chiapens, I don't know. We've got a Monstera borsigiana there. You can just see it's actually fruiting, but again we're going to lose those fruits because we're going to upset the plant. We've got some Alocasia cuculata here, and actually I've already started taking up this side. You can see there's some very good size cinnamon trees in the background there, so they were planted 2 years ago. These actually we bought here from our last place and planted them. And then over here we've got some Crytosperma johnstonii, or johnsonii. So this is an area that the wild boar come in very regularly and damage, and there's also palm fronds coming from the coconut. It's a little bit damaged in this area. Would have taken a little bit of readjusting. And then over here, this is one of my favorite heliconias. I don't know what it is, but it's very big and it has a big red flower, and it's not bee-high. So this is one of a few clumps we have. We only had one clump when we arrived. We put it into the ground. We got it growing as well as we could. Now we just a few months ago separated them, put them in different areas because they're really amazing impact plants. Alas, now they all have to come out. So then we've got a lot of these kind of simple ornamentals that are in the ground just to create ground cover. They'll also all be coming out. There you can see a beautiful flower. Look at that, from the ornamental banana. These are dwarf bananas. They don't give you anything really to eat, although the animals like them. But the flowers are incredible. And what you'll get from those flowers actually is a little bath, because the cups of the flower, the petals, they come out and they make a little cup, and that's where the water collects. And you'll have sunbirds and other small birds using it as a bath. And it's also got lots of nectar, which is really amazing for a lot of these butterflies and the sunbirds. Here we have a big clump of Heliconia behi, and over here, here we have an even bigger one. So in front here we've got Philodendron giganteum. It's truly living up to its name. That's been there for a couple of years now. Relatively slow growing, but gets to be quite big quite fast. And then this is a white torch ginger. Here we have our Heliconia behi forest. So there you can see the beautiful flower. And this again is we put 2 clumps in here, and they've become monstrous, which is very cool. Inside here also, I've just planted this one, which is something like Heliconia charteraceae. Sadly no flowers, so again it's one we've just separated. It's a really huge Heliconia. It has a very long flower, and then here in the background you can see a different colour of the ornamental banana. So we've got some all in here as well. And then as we go back in this direction, we'll show you more in the next couple of episodes. But for now we'll just finish off this side. Here, this is pandanus. It's used in cooking. They call it basmati plant or biryani plant. Here, this is a really giant Alocasia portii. That's a peculiar one. Again, we bought it from our last place. It's grown massive, but it's not given us any babies, unfortunately. Here, as we go back here, you'll see again the giant heliconias everywhere. Going up this tree here, we've got Philodendron bipenifolium, which is doing very well. This is a very beautiful Garcinia. It's like a cucum type with a yellow flower called Garcinia xanthochimus. And this guy, what is it, Chrysophyllum, I think. And then in the background you can see some more big gingers. We've only just separated them a couple of weeks back and planted them. Now they're going to have to come out. Here we've got a little black stem, Alocasia macrorhizos. This guy got eaten lots by the wild boar. So sadly it was very large, now it's gone down to a smaller size. We've got some lovely, quite large, variegated Alocasia macrorhizos. And again you can see in the background lots and lots of these ornamental bananas. Just an ordinary Alocasia here. And then this is an Alocasia odora hybrid. This came from Talking Shade on Instagram. One of my long-term plant trading friends. So, I think that's about it for now. But we wanted to give you a little look around that main entrance. And we'll probably just skip over to the other side now because there's a couple of things we missed. So I'll see you on the other side. So over here, we have a couple more monstera. Firstly, another Monstera borsigiana, and then our centerpiece. This is Monstera esqueleto. So that's got huge, look at that new leaf coming out there. This is really a monster plant living up to its name. It's going to be a very difficult one to get out as well. So there's a huge amount of regeneration. So it has to be said, these areas had nothing. All of these areas were grass and invasive plants, like Chromalena, which is called Congress, or Indira Gandhi, or Communist Bata, depending on where you are. Lots of grass, lots of eupatorium. Now what you'll see is lots of forest species growing up. This is Ficus hispida. Here we have, in Konkani it's called Bilomad, fishtail palm. It's a brilliant species. It grows really fast, and it gives fruits that are basically eaten by anything that eats nuts or seeds or fruits. So all of the civet cats, the flying foxes, the flying squirrels, the giant squirrels, the hornbills, everything. Barbets, bulbuls, you name it. And then back there we've got a malotus. So again, this is all the regenerating forest. So in 2 and a bit years, we're seeing like 4 odd meters of growth, which is really fantastic, because that's ultimately what it's all about. In amongst all of the beautiful plants, the most important thing is that you have a thriving ecosystem, because if the ecosystem is thriving, all the plants will thrive. Here you've got Philodendron lacerum. And then if we turn around here, we've got some philodendrons again. That's the Philodendron mexicanum that we saw a little earlier on in the video. And this is Philodendron radiatum, so you can see it's shooting all the way up there. And again, all around you can see the regenerating plants. Have a look over here, just see this. This was a grassland with invasive plants. And now what you can see is a healthy regenerating ecosystem with very few plants coming on the bottom and lots of height and movement. So this is what it's all about. We do a lot with the ornamental plants because it engages people. It makes the place very beautiful in a way that people understand, because they're used to house plants but in houses. But ultimately this is what it's all about. It's about creating an ecosystem that is thriving. It's about creating a habitat, an ecosystem that really can support all of the native species from this area, whether they are birds, butterflies, bees, spiders, amphibians. And the only way that we can do that is by restoring forest areas. So our priority, as it has been now for a long time, is to be doing whatever we can to restoring these incredible ecosystems. Of course, all of these plants are plants that stay because they're wild forest trees. And the whole point is that we're trying to give back to nature, and this is our gift to it. And now we shall be moving all of our ornamentals and finding a new degraded forest, and then working as hard as we can to replicate these impacts, and indeed to keep learning, keep growing, and hopefully even get better at what we do. So guys, thank you very much. That's it for today. And we promise that we're going to be giving you these updates an awful lot more, because we know that we've been very absent here in the last 2 years because this place has no network. It is completely off-grid. There's no internet here or anything. But we're going to do our best from now on to really show you guys what we're up to. Show you this move, show you the new project as we start it, wherever that may be. Hopefully that place will be as good as this place is for us and for our dogs. Because as you can see, it's not just us that love the forest here, it is our dogs as well. This is a little overflow that catches the rainwater and allows it to soak into the ground and percolate, and it doubles up as a fantastic bath for Leo. Doesn't it, Mr. Leo? Isn't it? It's okay, we'll find you a good spot. Alright, thank you guys. Hopefully see you soon.